Yay, they're working again. But hello, everyone. Welcome to XGR, the XPound Gaming Radio. This is our second to last E3 related video. This is all about the third-party stuff that wasn't announced at Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony's conferences. Joining me for this is, as always, Richter Hammer.
Hello.
Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hello.
And for this one, we have special guest, James Phoenix.
Hello.
So yeah, third-party stuff. There was lots here, and I like the other formats. We're just going to shoot the shit with stuff we like, and I'm going to be a little selfish and take the one I was most hyped up for that they showed off third-party wise. Well, one of the ones I was most excited for, Lego Dimensions. Boom. I'm not sure if anyone else cared or saw that, but they showed.
Cared, but I didn't. I didn't see anything on it.
They showed the Portal trailer.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I didn't see it.
And they also showed a demo where they went through the Portal trailer as everyone but the Portal character.
Nice.
Just to show that that they could, like Disney Infinity. Cool. Then during the conference, or not during the conference, during the demo, when they were showing it off, I can't remember where it was now, but they were talking. I think it might be an IGN, possibly, but it might have been someone else. But they were talking to the people that make the game. Mm-hmm. And one of the things they said during the video that they were most excited for is and I agree with this, he's like, this is a great excuse to use properties we wouldn't be able to make full games out of, like Wizard of Oz, because it's like a really old film, and what works with like Lego Marvel or like what worked with like Lego Lord of the Rings and stuff like that is it introduces kids to this in a brand new way, and the older people still feel nostalgic. We feel we can do that because kids will be like, "Oh, we want our Lego Ninjago pack," but the adults will be like, "Okay, fine, but you have to get the Wizard of Oz pack because that's my favorite movie." And I'm like, "That's cool. I like that." And they also mentioned that they said, and we looked at movies, and this part made me squee. They said we looked at movies like Wizard of Oz, and we were like, and they said, and for example, take a property like Ghostbusters. We looked at it and we said, can we make this as a game? Then we tried, and we did. It's in Lego Dimensions. And I'm like, Ghostbusters is in Lego Dimensions. You've just already, as much as already, I was like, shut up and take my money. Now I'm like, shut up and take my money faster.
I'm throwing it at the screen and nothing is happening.
Yeah, I'm sending it you for your 3D printers. Because that's not a crime. I'm throwing my Apple phone at the screen, because Apple payment method is now the most valid payment method ever.
All the bitcoins.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if Pew or Jim was interested in Lego Dimensions. But
That looks fun.
or if
looks pretty cool.
If they saw any of the E3 stuff with it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I don't know if I'd get it. At least not for a while, or whenever it comes out. I don't know.
They did confirm something though.
What's that?
It was the thing I hoped wouldn't be the case, but it is.
What?
He's like, if you take your Gandalf to your friend's house, you can play as Gandalf. Fair enough, that makes perfect sense. However, with the vehicles, he's like, you put your Batmobile on there, cool, but you may want to show off to your friend, so you take it round assembled as the other version, and it'll work. And he's like, yeah, in order to assemble the different vehicles, you actually have to take them off and play with them as an actual toy and reassemble them to get all the modes, if that makes sense. And I'm like, no, because I can almost hear like Richter and other parents out there just being like, no, my money, because the kids have lost the Legos.
Yep.
Yep. And just in case people are listening, that's not me taking a dig at Richter's children. I know, like, my niece and nephew will be the same way. Of like, if I give them like Lego to play with, I'm like, okay, you have to constantly keep taking this off and assembling it and stuff. Potentially, pieces are going to get lost.
Yeah.
But still, it's got Lego Ghostbusters made, so hopefully that means my Lego Ghostbusters game could actually get made. I've been wanting that. So how about the rest of you? Yeah, it should be. I want that just to play through movie 1. As much as it was shit, movie 2. It was shit, but I enjoy it because it's Ghostbusters, but still. Movie 1, yay. Movie 2, and possibly the new Ghostbusters, or if they want to wait till the 4th one and then play through all 4, that'd be cool too.
Should retread the game.
It should, but how about everyone else? Anyone else have any E3 game they wanted to discuss?
Probably. Well, I mean, I don't know if I should start with this, but I gotta mention Transformers Devastation.
Never heard of it. No.
Well, it looks pretty cool. It's like, but
it did.
They didn't. Yeah, they showed a little bit. There was like the leak of it before, and then a little bit like the trailer, but then I don't know. PlayStation showed off a thing for it where they talked to developers and stuff, and that looks really cool, like even more than I thought. And it's just, I like that it was, it didn't worry about being super logical, like the dash attack is you turn into the vehicle and like dash at them to continue combos and stuff. And like Optimus Prime could transform into the truck in midair and still drive. Who cares? It was just awesome. Like it looked fun. Like you don't care about that. You can't drive a truck in the air. And he did pull out his gun and like could shoot in third person. That was pretty cool. And then I was totally stoked because they showed part of like the Soundwave fight where like he ejects the tapes and you have to fight him and the tapes. And I was like, this looks crazy. Like I want to play this.
It did. Now, and obviously to people listening, I was joking. We've never heard of it because I know this was one of the ones I was most excited for too. But I was like, no, Rick needs to announce this. Yeah, this game looks awesome. The Transformers Devastation. I like the fact, in my opinion, it makes sense you're not playing as the Decepticons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, they're planes and little tiny shitty guns for no apparent reason. And it's or tape decks. It's like that wouldn't lend itself to playing in the same way as the Autobots. They'd have to come up with new systems for what your controls do at sometimes as scripted events.
Well, that'll be Transformers Devastation 2.
Yeah. And I'm like, it makes sense for this one to just play through as the Autobots. And the fact people are like, oh no, we can't play through as the Decepticons. I'm like, when you could play through as Decepticons and all that on like War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron and stuff, you people bitched it wasn't G1, and they give you a G1 game. Now you're bitching it's not like Fall of Cybertron. I don't get this. But it looks amazing because, like you said, it's like the Platinum style combos, like vroom, go through and like vroom and stuff like that. It's like Devil May Prime or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it had they showed the like Bayonetta dodge. It looked like it even had like the witch time. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to being raided after every single fight, but it'll still be fun.
I wonder who will be the person in charge of the shop.
Oh yeah, Wheeljack's playable. Because he would have been the prime candidate.
Spike?
Maybe?
Because it's mechanical upgrades, so Spike and his dad?
That could work. Should be Ultra Magnus. I hope at one point, just to take a piss, I like Ultra Magnus, but it'd be funny if in the background at some part you see him like trying to open anything. It doesn't matter. Just he's like, I got this. Oh, box won't open. And they're like, God, you can't. Why do you keep doing that? Like, I'd love it if they put in a couple of jokes.
That'd be awesome too. Not sure if Jim or Pew cared about Devastation.
Well, I played a little bit of the demos at the Cybertron games. You guys are pretty cool, but I've never really been the kind of got to buy the Transformers games. It's just never really been my franchise.
Yeah, this is a different type of game.
Oh.
This one plays more like that Legend of Korra game I had.
Never. I mean, I know what Legend of Korra is. I didn't know you had a game for it, so.
Oh, I did on PS4. I couldn't remember if you were one of the ones I played that with, so they could experience it. It might have just been Pew and Marcus, but...
That was not me.
Okay, Bayonetta?
Heard of it, haven't played it.
Devil May Cry? Kind of like that?
Haven't played that either, actually.
Okay, imagine God of War, but fun. I'm sorry, God of War is like the only one I think he's played where it's like where you can like do like the chain attacks and stuff.
Oh, they need to. Platinum Games should make like a Power Rangers one of that. I think that'd actually be really cool.
That'd be interesting.
That would be.
But yeah, Transformers Devastation. That was once it leaked a few days before. I was really hoping it was real. And then it was real, and I was like, yes. And then when they talked to developers and stuff, that was a really nice video. I shared it to Mole because I just happened across. I was like, how did I not see this before?
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit on XGR, possibly on our show earlier on. Because I remember when that leaked, I said the same thing as you said. When it's it's leaked, it's rumored to be true. It might not be true. It could be fake. And I'm looking part of me thinks this could just be really fake, but part of me just really wants to believe. I want to believe. I want to believe. And then when it happens, I'm like, yes, I do believe in fairies. But how about Pew? How about Pew then? What game were you excited for? Third-party stuff.
What about the South Park one?
Yes.
I heard about that one from Marcus. I heard that one was pretty cool.
The Fractured but Whole. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I love that name.
Yes. It's awesome because it's like we're playing superheroes now.
Yep. And just like the other one, you're gonna start off as a
new kid in town.
Yeah, as a new kid and then join them for the thing. And they've said it's made by the same people, so that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it actually is, because I've also heard, because I believe Marcus said it was made by someone else, but everything I saw, they kept saying it was a direct sequel and it's made by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And they also said that they didn't want to make another game, but then they realized making games are fun and awesome, and they think they were good at it now, so they're going to make another one. And they said, basically, we're just a bunch of whiny bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means one other thing. Well, they didn't say that. They mentioned, because the first time they said they didn't want to make a game, but then they were like, let's do it. But when they realized the potential, they even mentioned before the first game came out, when they realized its potential, they were like, this is actually a good medium. We could do more of this.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping I can't wait, because I don't know if Richter remembers it or not, but I can't wait for the tie-in episode. Because last time we had the console wars set like Game of Thrones as an excuse for them to wear the costumes. They had fuck all to do with the game, besides the fact they were in the same outfits, and at the end there was a Stick of Truth advert. And I'm like, I want
one of the
this.
best lines in that episode. It's like, you shouldn't pre-order anything. Pre-order a shit. You're just giving money to someone that hasn't even finished their game in California. I was like, what a wonderful line.
Yeah.
Like making fun of their own game. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, the best advertisement was at the very end of the Black Friday trilogy.
That's the one we're talking about.
Are you talking? Okay. We don't need all those fancy games. I think we can have fun with this stick right here. South Park, Stick of Truth, in store soon.
Yeah. And like I said, it was the console wars set against Black Friday as like Game of Thrones, and that was awesome.
It was.
Like, I loved Cartman kept taking the people into the garden, and the neighbor on the balcony with, "Why'd you keep taking people here?"
You know he's been here with 3 people before. He's just gonna backstab you.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up, old man. Will you get the hell out of my garden? How much of this gone to me? Shut the hell up.
Yeah, and I think Pew saw that episode, and if she did, Pew, how cute was Princess Kenny?
Yes.
The Japanese show of Princess Kenny. I was like, oh, that's so adorable. And I'm like, I'm actually saying, oh my god, that's so adorable for Kenny dressed as a girl. That's amazing. Thank you, South Park.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, because I always loved the South Park. I loved the first South Park game. I do like South Park, so I'll totally be watching. I'll be totally getting that game. How about Jim? For a third-party game he's excited for.
I was gonna say, if you're doing superheroes, at some point you better get to either fight or partner with Cthulhu. Me and my best friend Cthulhu. Anyway,
He'll probably be there. Like the other one had loads of references to their old episodes. They're going to. I mean, just like the cover or the picture they showed like the Coon and Friends. I'm like, yeah.
Hell yeah, Coon and Friends. Although ironically, that's just Coon and Cthulhu at this point. In fact, Cthulhu died, so it's just Coon now.
No, Coon and Friends was all the other people after Cartman left because, as Kenny said as Mysterion, we like the name because it's established and it really pisses off Cartman.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so they kept the name Coon and Friends and kicked Coon out the group, bro.
That was great.
But
Miss Berry Crunch is all I gotta say.
Yeah, Miss Berry Crunch was awesome. But I said, any other what third-party games? What third-party game you were looking forward to, Jim?
Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes. Not only that, they threw in a handheld game too, or actually it was a mobile phone game, whatever the fuck that thing is.
That's what console gamers love, mobile games.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? That's the second mobile game they made for this franchise, so fuck it. But yeah, they released a Kingdom Hearts 3 extended gameplay trailer and a little bit of a cutscene in it, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, evidently they showed a lot of new stuff, which some of it we had seen before, but they showed us more of it, so you saw more of the, first of all, the graphics look awesome. Again, this is the first PS4 next-gen installment of Kingdom Hearts, excuse me. So the graphics looked awesome. It looks like the free-flow combat has been up. They started introducing free-flow combat in Dream Drop Distance, but it looks like they've expanded on it since then. So it looks like, you're jumping off walls and swinging around posts and things, and there's a lot more move, like you're constantly moving and doing things, and it seems like all the combat flows together a lot better. So I do like that. I like that they show off some of the new attacks and things. Again, these new special attacks they've introduced based on like park rides, like the teacup ride and a roller coaster, and like the Pirates Caribbean pirate ship and stuff. All these cool like light up attacks based on like amusement park attractions in the style of the Main Street Electrical Parade. I thought that was really unique and cool. They did show off some of the worlds. They did confirm there was a Tangled world at least, so that's pretty neat. And that makes sense that they'd have that one in there. And, of course, there'll be a couple of the former ones. There's a couple that'll be in there for the sake of it's a Kingdom Hearts game to have to be in there. I will tell you right now.
Frozen will be in there.
Frozen will probably have a world, yes. But beyond a doubt in my mind, Agrabah and the Olympus Coliseum will be in that game. They will. They're always in there. They'll make it work somehow.
As long as the Coliseum isn't just how it was in the first one. I hated that Coliseum. Where it's like, oh, go through and defeat waves of enemies, and eventually you get a boss fight with Hercules, who just stands around throwing barrels at you and posing like a douche, because that's Hercules.
Mm-hmm. Have you played Kingdom Hearts 2?
I played parts of it.
Because the Olympus Coliseum, but that one it gets much better. Because you get there, and you go through the plot line, and then have you seen the movie Hercules?
Yes.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay. Well, you get that plot line, and basically Hades sends the fucking Hydra up there, and it destroys the Coliseum. And you have to fight it off, and it destroys the Coliseum, and then Hades tricks Sora into opening the Underdrome, the Underworld's Coliseum that was way better than that piece of, that basically makes that thing upstairs look like a kiddie pool, I believe is what he said. And so
they'll still keep the overrated and extremely god-modded Sephiroth boss fight?
Yes.
Yes, but it's not at the Coliseum anymore. Now Sephiroth is actually in the game. Basically, when you go to the world that is known in the first game as Hollow Bastion, later known as Radiant Garden, basically Cloud is there. And Cloud is like, I'm looking for someone. If you ever see him, it's long silver hair, carries a long sword. Let me know.
He's trying to pick up dudes.
And you end up fighting him.
I was asking, was he as god modded as he was in the first one? I didn't want you to give me complete spoilers of what happens. I just wanted to know, was he as god modded?
You do end up fighting him Radiant Garden, and no, he's actually easier in the second game.
Cool.
Like, is he ever not god modded?
It's still a challenge, but he's not as god modded.
Yeah, because I thought it was ridiculous how the first one he was better than a fucking god.
Yeah, he's not nearly as god modded in the second game. It's still hard to beat him, but he's not nearly as god modded. Cool.
But the third one, the third one looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and the graphics are good. They showed all these new attacks. They showed off some of the worlds. The graphics look really good. They showed off Sora's new outfit, which looks really good. I like the red and black combination. It's invoking the Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, but different enough that it's unique. I like that. Again, they show some of the characters and things, a lot of the cool new attacks and things that they worked in, stuff like that. They show they're bringing in the command deck that they first introduced in Birth by Sleep and then had in Dream Drop Distance. So I like they brought that in because I do like that combat style. I think it works very well. Where you can choose any combination of attacks and magic spells and items and any combination of anything you want with the number of slots you have to put in there, rather than having everything in like 10,000 sub menus. It's just so much easier when you don't use half the shit in the sub menus anyway.
I like the card system.
The card system I like the card. It's pretty similar to the card system. What I didn't like about the card system was that your Keyblade strikes. You had to have cards to Keyblade strike. It's all like the command deck is. If I want to, I can just smack you around with the Keyblade. If I want to use advanced Keyblade attacks, yes, I put those in the command deck, but I can still smack you around freely. I'm not limited to, here's a 3-key card. I can hit you 3 times. Like that. That's the part I found most annoying about that.
See, I that's the part I liked about that, because I know Rick, you liked stuff like that in games, but I liked the idea with the card one of like you had to plan your attacks, like when you were doing them, you had to think and actually do tactics and strategies with like, okay, let's use this. Okay, I'm not going to use the high one now because this enemy's really weak, but I know there's a bigger one coming, so let's use that. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Makes sense.
But Kingdom Hearts 3 did look cool.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they also showed off, again, this new mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Unchained, which they had in Japan for a while, and we're now bringing to North America, which, as far as I can gather from the plot, is apparently the earliest game in the franchise, chronologically speaking, with the story. And it's taking place when Xehanort and Ericus were young, when Xehanort first got the idea to, basically, that he could use the darkness to, the darkness could win the fight this time, and how the original Keyblade War happened and was built up, and who the characters were that ended up doing this, and you got apparently create your own character and bring them through using the attacks of Sora and Riku and Mickey and Donald and Goofy or whoever. And it seems like it's really interesting. I might download it and give it a shot. I'm not sure, but it seems like it's a really interesting thing. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as well.
Cool. And okay, the next third party one, I'm going to go with my other big one, Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront. It was at the EA conference, and they showed bits afterwards. I liked the Star Wars Battlefront games. I loved the PS2 one, and obviously on the Xbox, the original Xbox, I played Battlefront 2, and I also had it on PS2 as well. But I loved that game where you could do anything, and this one showed it off. And it's like yeah, there's going to be stuff missing, like prequel levels and stuff, but they've put so much detail into this current one and loads of stuff that it just looks, you know what I mean? It looks like a tight, it looks like sort of what they did with the wrestling game this year, how I preferred it because they concentrate on gameplay, not, oh, look, we have thousands of modes that don't work. But, I don't know, did anyone else like the stuff with Battlefront? Because they showed off a demo, and I will say, fuck Twitch. If anyone watched the Twitch stream of EA's conference.
I did.
It cut off right halfway through the Star Wars demo.
Yep. It was like, what? No!
Well, I believe they also showed something of that at the Sony conference, did they not?
I don't know. At the Sony conference, it was... At the Sony conference, wasn't it Star Wars... Wasn't it the Disney Infinity Star Wars?
Yeah, but then they showed Battlefront after that, because remember, I think it was Pew was telling us that her friend was all excited for Battlefront, and they brought up Star Wars stuff, and then it was Vin, and he was like, no! But then they showed Battlefront again.
I didn't think they showed Battlefront.
Am I correct about that, Pew?
Yeah.
I didn't think they showed Battlefront at the PlayStation 1, because I thought they deliberately didn't. Or they only showed like a snippet of it, and we didn't mention it during the PlayStation 1 because they only showed a snippet, and it was more from the EA one. I think
it was just a snippet, though.
Yeah, we did mention it briefly because we were talking about the Infinity thing, and then Pew brought up the fact that the Battlefront came afterward, and that her friend thought it was going to be Battlefront, and it was Infinity, and he got all excited. So.
Yeah, they also mentioned... Yeah, but at the Sony booths as well, they also talked about Kingdom Hearts. What's your point?
True. I'm just saying at the conference there was a Battlefield thing shown of some kind.
Yeah, but it was really small compared to what they showed at the EA conference. But,
I'm sure it was. I just mentioned the fact that it was there.
But I don't know. What did you think of the Battlefront stuff, Rick?
It looked okay. It looked pretty cool. Showed that as far as I could tell, you could still get the hero units. Although I imagine all the whining. I wanted to be Darth Vader.
You can. Which, yeah, the hero stuff does look pretty cool. Although I will admit, like I said with the second Battlefront, I didn't like that. Because I was like, you were supposed to be playing as a grunt. I don't want Luke there just fucking wasting everyone with force. No. But it's still cool. And like I said, I love the fact that it swapped between first and third person. I was like, yes! Yes! You can play it in third person like the old one. Because that was one thing I loved on the old one. I don't know if anyone here played the old ones, but one thing I did with the old ones was I played with, like the Crispy and other friends and stuff like that, constantly on like split screen. With him, I noticed a lot of times he'd stay first person, and I'd be third person, and it'd be like we were playing two different games yet at the same time. Like, he really loves first person shooters. I really love third person shooters more than first. But nothing. I just thought Battlefront looked cool. it definitely looked really cool. I loved the details of like all the models and stuff. And I will say the demo that they showed off at the EA conference, as someone else put it, was as scripted as it was beautiful. It was overly scripted, but hey, unlike the Uncharted one, it worked.
It's true.
So, and it still got me hyped up for the game when I saw him doing stuff. I was like, oh my god, that's cool. But yeah, how about Rick? Well, another game for Rick.
Okay. Gonna go to the big guns, I guess. Got to talk about Fallout 4 because that was.
Fuck you!
Because that was really cool. And I was like, I know that they had to do, we kind of knew it was coming, but I was surprised at how much they showed of it and other stuff at the Bethesda conference, which was awesome. I expected a collector's edition, and even if it's the quote fucking coolest piece of gimmicky crap ever, that Pip-Boy with a special edition is amazing. Had to pre-order that for my wife because she's a huge Fallout fan, and sadly I don't think it'll work with my phone, but that looked really cool. And like I remember for 3 the collector's edition had a Pip-Boy alarm clock. This one's way cooler, even though it's like I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I'm still gonna put it on because it's cool.
Yeah, I realized I was muted, but that ironically you answered my question. I said, "Oh, cool. Does she have a compatible phone?" Because I was like, "It looks awesome with the compatible phone," and you're like, "It won't work with my phone." I'm like,
It should work with hers. She has a Droid. I don't know how much space there is in there for the phone, but hers would work. But,
that's a good point as well. I don't know how much space is in there too.
Yeah.
It'd be cooler. It'd be cool if you could insert anything like, I don't know, an iPad Mini or something.
Yeah, but
that'd be fucking huge.
But that game looked cool. The power armor looked amazing. The third person actually looked decent. The amount of customization you had in that. The story looks pretty cool. That it starts before, and you kind of start at the beginning of when the first, when the nuclear war like broke out. I thought that was like a neat idea that you see a little bit of the backstory of the world, but then you pick up way later.
I could see that.
Also, I think they said in there you could like customize the world and make towns and shit.
Yeah, you could build a settlement. That
yeah, that's
and like
cool.
all the random crap that you either do or don't pick up, you could like salvage. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna salvage everything.
Yeah, but now remember in Fallout where you could only save all the hobos by giving them water. Now I can build them a house. They won't be hobos.
Can I deny them water so I'm Superman?
Yeah.
I see what
also,
you did
like
there.
they said that with the the conversations were more free form. So like you could, in theory, just shoot people in the middle of the conversation and just walk away. So you don't have to like sit through all the dialogue trees. I think it's kind of cool if you're just talking to someone and they don't shut up. You're like, yeah, okay, cool, bro, and you just turn around and just start walking away. The guys are chasing after you trying to talk. No.
You need that in Legend of Zelda, so I can be like, would you like me to repeat that? And be like, fuck you, and shoot him.
You just shoot him in the head. He's like, good luck finding where you have to
like
go.
me to
And you're like,
repeat that?
give FAQs, bitch.
Would you like me to repeat that, motherfucker? No.
And how about Pew?
Oh, totally still fun, but as well, but is the I like the idea that they're making it's not exactly third party, but Mass Effect. But that stupid Unravel game looked like a total rip off of the Yoshi thing. Or not
That's
Yoshi.
what I've been
It is
saying.
Yoshi. Yeah, it is the Yoshi one.
And don't you mean Kirby's Epic Yarn?
No, but the Yoshi one is doing it now, right?
To me, it looked like if you took whichever one of those Nintendo's Yarn Adventure and threw it onto Little Big Planet and just crammed it into a system, and just that's what would happen is that game.
It's
Or
Yoshi's
Puppeteer or something.
Although I will say the puppet does not look as cool as Sackboy. When I looked at that, I was like, oh, it doesn't even look cute. Oh.
It has like a boomerang head.
He's like, look how adorable my belly lint looks.
It has like a boomerang head, and it's really weird looking. And like, I think it's Yoshi's Willy Willy or something.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, whatever. And it's that. Except it was like, what the fuck are you? Seriously. They tried to make it look all original by showing him in the park playing with toys, and I'm like, that's not creepy or child fishing at all.
He made the. Never mind. No.
He made the toys himself, and he tried to like have a little toy at the end of a line and threw it in a park to see if he could catch a kid. I know.
I was gonna pretty much say that, but I was like, I'm gonna be nice to this guy.
And he reeled it in. No kids found it. He's like, but there's a lot of kids at E3, right? Isn't there? Or at least they have kids.
Yeah. I still don't know what's wrong with your microphone, Moment.
I don't know.
I don't either. It just sounds weird. Like something's like a phone or something's too close to it. Like it's picking up feedback off something.
My phone's in the other room.
But it's fine. I was just. But yeah, like I said, that game did look dumb as hell. Did Jim have any other third-party games?
Wait, what about Doom 2? I mean, I don't mean 2 as in 2, the second one, but Doom as in TOO.
Doom also.
Because that looked fucking cool. I want to make my whole freaking work office and then put everybody at their desks and then kill everybody who I work for and name them that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that map making looked really cool, and I cannot wait until people completely ruin it by either making ridiculously lopsided stuff or just penises.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make my whole fucking office or maybe stores that I'd locally go to and I just want to kill people for fun.
And I said thank you because I can't be the only person. Whenever I see anything like I mentioned, like with dreams, I'm like, people are gonna make penises.
Yeah.
They talk and sing and play the piano with other penises, and they do penis synchronized swimming.
No, just penises in general. It's like people are gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they're gonna do it in the most horribly and fabulous way possible.
Also in that Doom demo, did anyone get the feeling, at least this bothered me, he switched weapons every 3 fucking seconds. It drove me crazy.
Yeah, he did switch weapons.
He'd shoot and he'd be like, oh, go back to the shotgun, and would shoot him, and then he'd just be like, look, super shotgun, shoot twice, go back to the shotgun, and I'm like, I get it, you have a weapon switching mechanic. Thanks for showing it to, because it was a 5-minute demonstration, and he just was always switching weapons. It drove me crazy.
Weapons a whole lot, and also, but I do like how everybody died and just burst into collectibles. That was amazing. It was pew!
I feel that was totally a stage demo, because they don't want him to die on stage. I feel like all the enemies had to explode in health.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't even care if it's random bullshit that doesn't count for anything. I just love that they explode into stuff. It's like freaking in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where you punch him and coins come out.
That's real life.
That'd be so fucking awesome. You just punch fucking people and shit comes out of them, and you just collect it and you can sell for other shit.
Yeah. What about Jim? Did Jim have any others?
Nothing in particular. I haven't played the franchise, but you guys told me that Mass Effect Andromeda looked good.
The cutscene looked good. I'm just curious what type of game it'll be. Only because, like I mentioned with Dragon Age Inquisition, I know some people like this, and that's fine. And before people really jump on that, but I hate everything being open world now, where it's like in Dragon Age Inquisition, there was way too many side quests to the point where I lost the story. And I prefer to play a BioWare game for the story, and side quests should be optional. You shouldn't have to keep doing so many to unlock further in the actual story. That makes sense. Like they did way too many to the point where it was like it kind of ruined what the game was, and I'm hoping they don't do that.
Yeah, side quests are for unlocking stories. Side quests are for measuring your penis against idiots on the internet who think that's important.
They're also for having. They are also important for if they're optional. Like maybe you want to see more of the story or something. But yeah, that was just.
I like them
weird.
for experience and like stuff. Like I want the rewards from it.
Okay, the next one I'll mention because it was kind of at E3. Or they at least revealed it around the same time, and they mentioned it more at their booths, so it does count. WWE 2K16.
Oh, did they actually talk about that? I totally missed
that. Yeah, they announced the first 6 people on the roster.
Yep, they announced Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Bad News Barrett, Paige, and Finn Balor.
No, wow.
Yeah, Finn Balor in full face.
No Hulk Hogan though.
No Hulk Hogan.
He's not appearing in a game. Okay, sorry.
I was surprised when they announced them at first, because I was like, okay, there's Seth Rollins, cool, that makes sense. Daniel Bryan, cool. Dean Ambrose and stuff. Yeah. When they mentioned Finn Balor last, I'm like, wait. When they said, we got one more for you, and then it's Finn Balor, and I'm like, the fuck? Because I was expecting Cena or Orton, you know, the ones they do every year for the first few.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
Like
Finn Balor, and I'm like, cool.
That is Richter Hammer approved.
I'm also happy that means Paige isn't DLC this year.
Yep. That's good.
I'm all about the
challenge accepted.
But how about Rick?
Okay, I gotta do this one because I know no one else will. That'll finish off Bethesda for me. Dishonored 2. Granted, it was like sort of spoiled the day before. Don't care. Love the first game. Excited to see the second one.
That had too much stealth.
Yeah, it has the awesomest amount of stealth. 2 characters you can pick. That looks cool. I was kind of surprised it continued the story. But it's in like a different area, so I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how it makes sense. It picks up years later, and the girl in it is the girl that you save in the first one, because it's like I think 15 years later. But also when I saw Adam Sessler and iCandy talking to the developers about it later, you know, they were mentioning he's like, yeah, there's a secret room where it's like. It seems like Corvo is, the girl's father, and it's like, yeah, they really did hint at that. So then I was like, but I don't remember that secret room, so I looked into it, and people were talking the first game, and there's like crazy details in the first one, and it's like, I didn't even know about it, like that this is random, sorry, tangent here, but like the heart weapon you get or item you get was apparently like the Empress's heart, and I'm like, what? I didn't even know that. It's like just with the crazy details they put in there, I can't even wait to see the second one where they'll probably put in more and just expand the lore if you want to get into it. And, new powers and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this because I love the first one.
That is pretty cool. I will admit I didn't play the first Dishonored, only because when it came out there was way too many other stuff, and then nowadays every time I go to buy it there's always something else. I did pick up a game some people mentioned was similar, I don't think it was. I recently, thanks to Xbox Gold for games ready for backwards compatibility at the advice of my good pal Richter Hammer, I went over to the 360 games and I totally clicked on Thief.
Okay, no, don't try to associate that I recommended you play that game ever. I understand that those. I know you recommended I pick them up, or that you pick up the games with gold. But man, you put just 2 things together that I didn't want to hear. But there are probably people that like I tried Thief, like I rented it with the free rental a year and a half ago. Yeah, I didn't like that game, which is funny because like the original Thief. There's like Thief 2, and Thief 3. That inspired Dishonored, and then it's kind of funny that they're like, oh yeah, and then Dishonored did really well, and then they're like, oh yeah, we could do that. We'll make another Thief reboot, and it just wasn't. You're just like, no, just go play Dishonored.
I hadn't played either. I heard some people say Thief was good, and I'm like, it's on the list, but yeah, this recommended I click on the
you might as well.
360 stuff for backwards compatibility. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, well, you might like it. That's fine. I just, I tried it. And I was like,
I have no desire to play it. Ironically, I just did it so it's in my catalog.
Nice.
Because worst comes to worst, I'll have something to try out the backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it sucks because they did give Dishonored away like, I don't know, it was many months ago, but and I like had it and I was like, oh well, that's cool. I like that game. So.
Did Pew have one other?
Not particularly.
Fair enough. How about Jim? Did you have any? Yeah, because I know you're probably looking at some at the moment. Was there any others that tickled your fancy?
Gross.
Yeah. Nothing in particular jumps out at me. I mean, it seems like pretty much sequels to stuff and whatnot. So nothing in particular is jumping out at me as being that interesting to me.
I'm going to take two because they were both tied to the same thing. I hope you don't mind if I take two, Rick.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to take Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes, available on iOS.
Oh.
Because, did you see that game?
I did not.
They showed it off, and when they said, okay, we're going to talk about our mobile stuff, and they show it off on the screen, it was basically Diablo Star Wars. And I'm like, how is this not on a console? Port this to a console. I would play this. And I'm looking at it like, this looks fucking awesome. It's Star Wars Diablo. Like, how much would we play the shit out of that?
That would be pretty cool.
And the other one I want to talk about is because like I said, they're tied to the same thing. Star Wars: The Old Republic's expansion. Apparently that's making it more like Knights of the Old Republic MMO because it's way more story stuff now and stuff, which is awesome. I like the Old Republic anyway. Seeing that cutscene of those two friends, that was fucking awesome. The two friends growing up, and one of them
friends. I thought they were like twins.
I thought they were friends. They might have been brothers, but you see them playing together anyway as kids, and then boom, when they go forward, and at the end, when one of them's like, no, and goes to strike the old man who just stands there like a douche to let him because he knows the other one will interfere, and the other one interferes. It's like, do not, and then it just ends. I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Did look pretty neat.
Yeah, I like both of those, but and like I said, I want the Star Wars Diablo on the consoles. But any more from Rick?
Yeah, have several more. I'll do a grouping here of just because these were all related. They weren't shown. They were not leaked, but they were mentioned before. But I didn't take them as news because they were more like they were going to show them at E3. But XSeed showed some of their upcoming games. This is the. By the way, if you listened yesterday, these are the previous games that only I've heard about. But they had them playable on the show floor. They had Senran Kagura Estival Versus for PS4. These are new ones. They had previously announced Burst 2, but so I wasn't really going to mention that because that was announced earlier. But anyway, they had that. They had Papalo Croix Story of Seasons on the 3DS, Legend of Heroes Cold Steel on Vita and PS3, the awesomely subtitled EDF, or Earth Defense Force, EDF2 Invaders from Planet Space for Vita, and EDF 4.1, which is a PS4, not exactly remake of EDF 2025, which was on PS3 and 360. This is now on PS4, and it's basically that game plus more missions, so it's like sort of like an HD game, but like with added stuff, and also another Corpse Party. But EDF games are really fun, so I'm looking forward to that because I really do like those games. The PS4 one that'll be really cool, and another Vita one, and there I killed Jim.
I didn't buy the first one, so hey, now I have an excuse to buy it. Woo!
we have Insect Armageddon, but yeah.
Ah, the second one.
Wild Marcus appeared.
Yep.
I'm surprised you guys are still going. Wow.
No, we didn't start.
That's how we roll.
Oh, no. We didn't start this until X marks time because I ran much later than anticipated.
Fair enough.
I apologize. I apologize to our audience for the lateness of these podcasts.
But yeah, I was excited about though. I know not many people here. Those are very niche games, but I like a lot of the games Xseed brings out. They bring out a lot of those niche titles, so I'm always excited to see the stuff that they're going to bring out because it's usually something that I'll at least try. Whether or not I end up liking it, I'm at least interested in giving it a go.
Does that mean we're going to have to go old school with this thing once we've got it, Richter, and like basically burst through it to get the awesome sniper rifle at the end?
Like Sanders, yes.
Damn straight, man. That's my gun right there.
Like 2025, the vehicles can only be summoned by one of the classes, but they're summonable, so you equip it.
Nice.
They have like new ones because I played a little bit of 2025, and I'm like, this one should be better. It'll have like it might be like 31, it might be 30 frames a second instead of like 20 when stuff starts exploding. They're budget titles, but it doesn't matter because they're so fun anyway. But yeah, that was a group, another group I was excited about.
Nice. And I know the other two said they didn't have anything else. So the last one for me, because then I'll turn it back over to Marcus, just because I realise most of his are probably going to be all stuff we've talked about anyway.
Yeah.
But that way it still gives him a chance. Is they showed off some more stuff to do with Battleborn.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks pretty cool. It even has a story mode and a single player. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
But they didn't show much, but they had like a Q&A and stuff like that, which is available. Like they mentioned, oh god, how many was it now? It was like 4 or 5 characters will be available from start or something like that. And I was like, that looked really cool. Because like I said, I was looking forward to Battleborn, and I was disappointed we didn't see too much more at E3, if that makes sense. Like there was no like big E3 stuff for that as there was for all the other ones. But I'm still looking forward to Battleborn. But
I thought it was Bloodborne.
There's both.
That's a different game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're such a pony. No. That one you're on about was basically Dark Souls for PlayStation. This one is basically a MOBA for PlayStation and Xbox and PC. Made by the people who did Gearbox. Well, made by the one Gearbox, the ones who did Borderlands. See, Rick, I went nice this time. I didn't mention the other stuff. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say Borderlands. But and now, ladies and gentlemen, the Marcus.
Yes, indeed.
So and
this
thank
is
you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. So third-party stuff.
No one realised what I was doing there. No, I was joking. I said, and now the Marcus, and he said, oh, hello. And I'm like, okay, now thank you everyone for joining us.
Oh, I didn't, okay. I didn't hear it. It was like talking over, so I was like, oh. Well.
Yeah, I'll say this right off the bat. Of all the third-party conferences that I saw, and I saw Bethesda's, Squeenix, EA, and Ubisoft. Forgot about the PC one. Forgot that even existed. Because they usually don't have one, so... But of all of them, the Bethesda one I think was my favorite. But Doom just looks amazing. I hope, crossing my fingers, I hope the pacing is good. The pacing looks okay, but it still looks a little bit slower than I know some of the more hardcore Doom fans would want.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because they're still trying to go with more of... They're trying to bring atmosphere to it, which I like. And in this day and age of fully 3D, games, you need that. So the pacing is a little more deliberate, but it is faster than Doom 3, and it's more classic Doom than Doom 3 in terms of like how the monsters operate, how the demons operate, and just the ambiance of the place, because it looks like they're going more classic Doom in terms of the look and feel of the game, because it looks like it's going to be in hell and stuff like that. And they're even using the classic sound effects. So I'm like, yes!
Yeah, it did look miles better than the third one. I hated the third one.
So I'm hoping it's not too slow, is what I'm saying, I guess. Because they have all the classic weapons, and it's... God, that super shotgun looks satisfying. But the other thing I'm really excited about with Doom is they're including with it something called Snap Map, which is their game/level creator, which basically you can customize everything down to the game logic. You can literally create your own game using their stuff. I'm like, that's awesome. So I look forward to seeing what the
I liked it better when it was called Mario Maker.
Ha.
I like that better when it was called Little Big Planet.
Ha.
Ha!
My biggest concern with this game from what I saw, and when I realized this, I went, ugh. And that is, it seemed like this game was heavily focused on the new melee finisher mechanic. Because, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because it looks kind of cool, and they're trying to go back for the more, the old school, like, gore stuff, which is awesome. But it looks like the way the mechanic works is if you do X amount of damage, the demon will start to glow. And if you get up to him and hit your melee finisher button, you'll do a melee finisher. And I'm like, that's cool, but doesn't that kind of promote people actually not killing the monsters fully? Like, you don't have to use as many shots to kill a monster. I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
So basically what you're saying is they put fatalities in Doom.
Pretty much. And I'm just afraid that there's going to be an over-reliance on that on the player side.
Yeah, I said sort of, although to be fair with the new Doom, they've made it old school, but they've taken some elements from modern stuff, and I don't know if Rick would agree, but that seems like an element from games like Gears of War and all the current stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how balanced this is going to be. There's apparently a new power-up in Doom where you pick up a pentagram, and it basically turns you into the Human Torch. Like, you literally get to sling fire and fly. I'm like, that's kind of too powerful. But yeah, the other games through there, they obviously showed Dishonored 2, which I'm sure you guys talked about.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about Doom.
The female assassin. Yeah, what's with all the female assassins? I mean, it's cool, but now everyone's doing it.
It's because people want it.
Well, yeah. It was a character in the first game, so like considering it's set later, it could feel like a progression. Considering, her relation to the main character, it easily makes sense, but it definitely does look like.
Is Emily the girl from the first one?
The Empress's daughter.
Ah, okay. Well, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other one from Bethesda. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of stuff like that, I will also say, because one thing we were going to kind of talk about, and we did mention this in one of the other press conferences, and we had to stop, when they finally put females into FIFA football.
Yes, they did. That was kind of awesome.
And they showed it off with Pele, which was fucking awesome. Yes. Me and Pew disagreed. She really didn't think Pele belonged there, but yeah, even when we mentioned that to like the Crispies, I was like, but he's arguably the greatest footballer of all time. If he's telling you the game feels like the real thing, you believe it. And I'm like, thank you. That's what I said.
He could say it's like the real thing. Done. Sucker dude out. Like, you don't have to tell me all the.
He's trying to earn the paycheck though.
I believe the other thing too is
he's making it sound passionate. It's sort of like how they made a whole series of games using the name Tom Clancy because of who he is. It adds legitimacy.
I don't even know who that is.
Nobody does anymore.
Didn't he die like last year? Or the year before? I remember he died like last year.
Yeah. I remember the joke that they bought his name and he just had to get a new one. He just put it on there. He didn't like write any of that stuff like after the first couple, and they're just like, it's in the same series, and it's like, what? And let me just randomly say, I hated that they were called that because that screws up like trying to find the game when I worked at GameStop because you had to type in Tom Clancy because they put that in. It's like, that's not part of the title. It's just on the box. Just get that out of there. And then you had to search for Tom Clancy, and then like 50,000 games would come up.
Can I just say that was the same thing I mentioned-ish with, when I had the Xbox One and I was looking at the EA Access, there's a button. Arrange things by alphabetical order, so I click it, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, UFC comes before comes before Titanfall, because it, and like the basketball and loads of other ones are listed as EA Sports blank. Yeah. It's like, no, you're messing up alphabetical order. You have one job, and that's to put UFC under you.
Yeah.
Which means that, yeah, I could see that. But like I said, I love the Pele thing. I'm not one of those who watches football all the time. I do watch like the national stuff and stuff, but still, I felt like it was really passionate, more so than most of the developers who claim to be passionate.
Yeah.
And I was like, it actually sells the game really well, and it was cool that they've added females to the game because a couple of years back they asked about that, and they were like, well, we have no desire to put that in there because no one wants that. Now they have. Mm-hmm. But it was a case of female football or soccer is basically, it's becoming pretty big over here now. Like, it's growing, so it's pretty cool to see that included, and that's cool. That means, like, if Pew was to buy the game or if I was to buy the game now, we have equal options of creating ourselves within the game.
True. Very true.
But back to Marcus.
The other game from Bethesda that I was really looking forward to, that I thought was kind of awesome. I mean, obviously there's the Elder Scrolls Online because I have the game, so I'm looking forward to that stuff. But it's Fallout 4. Now,
the Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game.
No. But I'm not a huge Fallout fan. I have Fallout 3, but it seems like they're really focusing on customization this year, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. And with such a heavy emphasis on that, I'm a little afraid that like the story and stuff is going to take a back seat to that. And I'm like, please don't. But all the customization stuff does look awesome. And come on, Pip-Boy Collector's Edition. That is just awesome. I do have to say, their mobile games does look kind of cool too. The Fallout Shelter, where you're the overseer of your own vault. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yep. Well, I will say with the Pip-Boy thing, I had a conversation with, I can't remember who, it was someone who did when they mentioned that. I don't know if you'd agree or not, Rick, but they mentioned to us, yeah, that's like the greatest exclusive item that you'll ever get with a game. And I was like, hang on, back up 1 second. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But I still love the fact that, was it Dead Rising 2 came with a vial of Zombrax in case of a zombie apocalypse so you can cure yourself.
I don't know,
like,
that's
awesome. I was like, that's just awesome. Like, you've got a syringe to cure yourself from zombie disease. Yeah, sure, why not?
It's hard to beat, as much as the game was just absolute garbage. Catherine, the collector's edition, came with a pair of boxer shorts. The only game that gives you underwear.
Yeah,
nice.
Like I say, I will say I did like that game, but arguably, I will say the gameplay was shit.
Yeah.
I just really did enjoy the story, if that makes sense. Like, when you got into the story, that was actually a really good story.
Yeah,
but the game was garbage. The gameplay was a chore of, I've got to get through, like, climbing up fucking blocks in order to do this. Yay, story! Holy fuck, that woman was a dude the whole time. I'm not sure if Rick completed it to get to that bit. There was this, because it was affecting all the males.
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, there was a female in the diner, and I was like, that's amazing, but at the end you find out it was a transgender person, and they didn't make a big deal about it. I'm like, that's progressive.
Yeah.
What's not progressive is all the ones doing this shit now and shoving it down our throats. That's not progressive. That's the opposite. Progressive is just doing it, and it's not a big deal. It's as normal as everything else.
Yeah,
like Kunjin.
That's like today they put out a big announcement that Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are going to officially be an item now. Like, okay, we really didn't need that, but.
To be fair, they put out that statement the other day, and they were just saying that the relationship between the two, because they've dated in the past, is officially canon, and they're going to move forward with it.
Fair enough.
I like that partnership. I like those two together.
Because literally every comment I saw in that article was, why is everybody got to be all politically correct to be shoving this LGBT stuff down our throat? Like, we respect the community, but why does every character now suddenly have to be one of these communities? Like, really, we're going to end up with a token straight dude at this point.
Yeah, but I will say, Marcus, as you know, because we've discussed that in the past, how many times have Poison Ivy and Harley hooked up?
They have done a lot. It's not like a thing that came out of nowhere and they're just doing it because of the sake of the community. Because they have been a thing for like years, so it's not like.
The thing with those, Jim, is she's unstable when she's with Joker, but she's been with Ivy before now, and it's been making her more stable. And Ivy's like a sister and a friend and a lover to her and stuff. And it's like represents like Harley's heart, but Joker represents just the insanity.
Gotcha. No,
It's a legitimate thing that's been going on.
No, I agree. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just saying this is what people were saying, and I'm like,
I know. I was just explaining that because those comments of why did they have to do that now? That's forced. I'm like, but no, there is forced ones, but ones that have done it for years, going back to like the 90s, is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's not forced just because you're only now noticing the stuff.
Yeah, that's like that. I think that's happened when they outed Iceman, didn't it?
Something similar has happened when they outed Iceman. Now, I do agree they are doing too many minorities and stuff. Like, we don't need Captain America to be Falcon and stuff like that. But some stuff does make sense. But like this is because right now Marvel and DC are making their rosters diverse, which makes sense. But what they're doing is DC's focusing on the ones they already had. Marvel's just ruining good characters by making them the new ones because fuck it, Marvel.
Yeah, we're totally cool with the LGBT community. But neither of you has made a female superhero movie yet. Well, yeah, but
to be fair, the DC one did announce it first and are making it. And DC did make a female superhero film, unless in this conversation we're forgetting Supergirl the movie existed.
As much as we'd like to.
And Catwoman.
As much as we'd like to.
And
I'm not saying they were good, but they did exist. No, Elektra is also a female one. That also does count, though.
But it's not DC. I thought we were talking DC.
Well, yeah, but I was talking in general.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But back to Marcus. I believe he has a couple more.
Yeah, I'll just quickly run through them. Squeenix. I wasn't a lot with Squeenix. Obviously, Tomb Raider. God, I really want to play that game. Just Cause 3 actually caught my eye. I'm not a huge fan of that series. I haven't played any of them. I played the demo of, I think, 2. But Just Cause 3 just looks out and out fun. Fuck the story. I just want to blow shit up.
Yeah, Just Cause 2 was amazing. Like, you could pull up like a grappling gun, fire it to a helicopter, jump up, kick the dude out the helicopter, and steal it.
Yeah.
And
like,
3,
why not?
He said the magic words, unlimited C4, and I just threw money at the screen.
Yeah.
But, dude, that new grappling hook, like, the old one was fun. The new one looks amazing. Because it's like, you can attach the other end to something and let physics just make you smile. And I'm like, yes, this is what you need to use the Havoc physics engine for. It's not for realism. It's for making everything look goofy, and it's hilarious. And just, like, I can picture so many awesome, like, videos and streams of just people messing around with that. And just, even by myself, I was just like, I want to play this. And, like Marcus said, I'm not going to do the story. I'm going to do enough story that I can go places, but I'm probably just going to, like, shoot the grappling hook to random stuff and just laugh.
Yeah, which was awesome. I will say, I'm not sure. Part of me thinks they may have oversold that grappling hook.
Probably, but it is a signature.
No,
the character signature.
No. The only reason I mean oversold it, Marcus, is they oversold how it's new. Because you played the second one, didn't you, Rick?
I played some, yeah.
How often did you like fucking grapple one end to like people's legs, the other end to a cart, and drive, and it would actually hog time, and they'd bounce around like fuck at the back? It was just fun as fuck. But obviously, with it being a video game, they're doing like most people do, where they're like, we've improved it, so we're going to act like it's new.
Yeah.
More on that when 2K announces extra matches and modes for the WWE game.
Well, one thing I love with what they did though with this is they said, okay, we're going to tell you about the new feature, the paraglider thing, the wingsuit. Awesome. But they did the one thing that a lot of companies out there don't do and need to do, and they're like, oh yeah, and by the way, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. No limitations. You can fucking aim. It'll slow you down so you can aim, shoot your grapple, do whatever you want. Whereas too many developers introduce a really awesome mechanic like something like that, and they're like, yeah, but you can't do anything except fly. I'm like, no. Let me shoot.
Yeah.
And they're like, free roam, do whatever you want. I'm like, yes.
And that makes perfect sense too, because I think you saw my clip of that on. It was like one of the first clips I uploaded to the Gaming Zone or to my personal channel, one of the two. but it was basically you could fly up and then parachute onto this blimp, and you were fucking at like a random fucking club that floats in the air. On the second one, I was like, "That's awesome! I found a floating club." You know what I mean? To me, that's fucking awesome because it's like I discovered something awesome. I shouldn't be here. Yay!
Yeah.
even though they put stuff there that lets me know I could have been there. I just kind of felt like I shouldn't be, so it made it a bit more fun. Like, yeah, I'm doing what I want.
Yeah. And the third game from... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, if anyone hasn't played it, everyone should check out the second one. That is fun.
I may do. But the third game from Square Enix, and the last one from Square Enix that I actually liked, and I didn't know that they had this coming. I mean, I knew they were developing one, but I didn't know they were this far along, and that's Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I was like, ooh, new Deus Ex. And supposedly they're going back to what made Deus Ex awesome, which was when you do shit and make decisions in the game, it's going to affect shit. And I'm like, thank you. Please make sure you don't fuck that up, because that's the one thing about the second game that, at least to me, it pissed me the fuck off. The fact that the story of the second game pretty much gave a middle finger to the players of the first one. I'm like, well, fuck you. It's like, you know how the first one allowed you to choose stuff? Yeah, it means fuck all because all of it happened. I'm like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work. So hopefully this game will be good. It looks pretty good. I'm kind of iffy on the story though, because it's like you have Adam Jensen kind of playing double agent, and it's like, really? But it looks like it could be a fun game. I look forward to seeing more from it as time progresses and they release more.
Yep.
Maybe this time if they put in a code for a free download with $50, GameStop won't rip it out like dicks.
No.
And hopefully this time, unlike the last one, hopefully the intro isn't more boring than Sony's Last Guardian demo.
Oh.
That made me stop buying. That made me stop playing it, as Marcus knows. I got that game and I was playing through the beginning. I was like, this is so fucking boring. Where I'm just walking very slowly while the woman tells me everything. I'm like, oh, stop this. Make it a cutscene or just do it better. This is boring. Like I said, Last Guardian style of boringness.
Yeah. There were several in EA. I'm not going to go through them all because I'm sure you've talked about all of them. Mass Effect, Need for Speed.
We didn't talk about Need for Speed.
Yeah, we talked about Mass Effect. We didn't talk about Need for Speed.
We didn't talk about Need for Speed, and Plants vs. Zombies we didn't talk about because they showed that first at the Xbox conference.
Fair enough. Yeah, Need for Speed the graphics look really good, and I kind of like what they showed of the customization where it's literally point and click. You're like, you want to change your hood? To point at the hood and click on it. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Nice.
I would like to try that game. I've had a few Need for Speed games. I have Underground actually on the PS2. I've played Need for Speed games on and off throughout its lifespan. So, I'd kind of like to want to try Need for Speed. It seems like, them calling it Need for Speed seems like maybe they're doing like a soft reboot of the series, which is good in my opinion.
They've said they're doing a reboot, and they said it was a reboot, and I think we discussed that next year. We all said the same. We said the thing of why each game isn't in continuity. There's no reason to say they're doing a reboot. That's stupid. All you're doing at that point is just saying we're erasing the other stuff from continuity just for the fun of it. Not even because we can retread it or anything like that. I'm not like, On the plus side, it did get rid of Most Wanted, and I mean the new Most Wanted, not the good Most Wanted.
Right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Plants vs. Zombies. Come on, zombie with mech suit.
I'm just gonna say, superhero zombie.
There's that too, yeah.
I know, I'm kidding with that because as we mentioned on ours, Rick gets the mech suit zombie, which is cool for Rick. I get superhero zombie. Woo! Like I know, like Crispy would absolutely love playing as like the sniper zombie.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like the zombies might end up being more fun to play this time around than the plants, which kind of makes me sad. But
it's because the zombies are the heroes.
Yeah, that's true. But one game that really did catch my eye that made me say, this game's kind of cute. I kind of want to play this, and that's Minions Paradise. Just, I don't know, that trailer made me laugh. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And he's being dicked out by the other guys just because he's stupid, and then he has to basically build the other Minions of Paradise to make them like him. I'm like, I kind of like the concept of this.
Yeah, that did look like a fun mobile game. And when I saw it, I was like, that looks cool. I like the Minions.
I don't think that's not a mobile game, is it?
Yeah, it was announced on their mobile section with Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes, whatever it was called, which was just Diablo Star Wars.
Yeah. And the only other game I want to talk about, EA, because I know you guys talked about Battlefront, obviously.
No, it never came up.
Right.
I mentioned it. I don't think anyone else was interested, so go ahead.
Battlefront looks awesome. And I'm sorry, the end of that trailer when you just see somebody getting choked and the dude turns around and Vader's standing there and then Luke pops up, I was just like, ooh, I like that trailer. I like how that ends. That's awesome. That makes me want to play as a Jedi now. But it just, I don't know, that trailer was just very well put together, just showing you different elements of the game, from playing as ground troops to playing in different vehicles, from, the Snowspeeder to the AT-AT to a TIE Fighter, and then it ends with the Jedi. It just ran the gamut of what is available with the game. So I thought it was a very effective trailer, and it hyped me up for it, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, my thing with that, like I mentioned, was it showed off all the stuff that makes Battlefront, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Whether or not it plays like a Battlefront game, I don't know. But the one thing that made me hype up was when he easily swapped between first and third person. Yeah. I was like, thank you, because I was so worried with it being DICE that it was just going to be first. And I know that's maybe a bad thing, but I was a little hesitant, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely, I understand that 100%.
Then when they showed, I'm like, yay, it's my Battlefront. Whether or not it actually plays like my Battlefront, I don't know. But how many years since we've known each other, Marcus? How many times have I said to you, Battlefront 3?
Yeah, pretty much on a daily basis, almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I've said that to you as much as Richter's said the phrase "Connect Adventures 2."
I don't think so.
No, I'm kidding. I just remember when I mentioned Connect Adventures to Richter. When was it? Like, at the Microsoft one, when you mentioned God no, because you hated that game.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
I won't troll Richter again. I'm sorry, Rick.
Oh, I bet you will.
I will.
Don't sell yourself short. I believe in you.
Yeah, he believes in me.
Yeah, the only other game from EA that I kind of want is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And I like the fact they're going origin story with this. I'm a little afraid that they're going to fall into the sequel origin story trap of where you're like, okay, we're going to tell about how this character came about, and then you go and you make that character better than the, more experienced veteran version of the character, and I'm like, that's not how this works. In her origin, she should be worse than the previous game, because the previous game, she's the veteran version, the more experienced version, with more skill and better gear. So I'm kind of worried they might do that.
I don't think they will, because they've mentioned you won't be able to do as much combat in this one, like you won't be able to shoot the people and stuff as easily and stuff like that, so that's kind of a cool, like, if they are limiting it a bit. Yeah, you may have some better stuff, but it'll be probably stuff where you can think, okay, this is going to enhance us as shooting on the other one. She's using natural abilities. This one's a gadget or something, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then, of course, the Ubisoft one is the standard stuff. South Park, which I'm sure you guys have talked about.
Yep.
Love that trailer.
Indeed.
Oh, crap, we're playing the wrong game. We're playing superheroes, everyone.
Yep.
The Division, which I wasn't expecting to actually care about, when I saw that multiplayer trailer, I was like, ooh, that's actually kind of interesting. That was a dick move.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he pulled a mole. But
wait, are you leaving that? And you could basically literally hear them on the other end, just in your head, going, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I'm offended, Rick.
Okay.
I've been nothing but nice to you, and you blew me up twice on Titanfall.
I didn't blow you up twice.
Both times when you killed the exploding guy, I happened to be near him. Like once was me jumping off a roof.
The exploding guy killed you.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Logic will be there.
That game's so fun.
Yeah, with the Division though, like it does look fun, but I feel like it's gonna end up being buggy and mediocre when it's released.
Probably, yeah.
It feels like it'll have the Ubisoft curve of like, man, that looks really cool. It comes out, oh, you should have. It'll be delayed a bit, and then it'll come out, and people will be like, oh, you should have delayed it further.
Well, yeah.
Then it'll be patched, and then like half a year later, look at this awesome game. You're like, this game is cool. Why did it have to be patched for 6 months? You should just held it back. We'd live.
What? A game this generation being released and just being mediocre and overhyped and filled with... No, that wouldn't happen.
The odds of that are pretty low, but I feel like it might.
No game this gen's had a patch.
Yeah, don't play that game with random people. I think that was the whole point of the trailer. Play with people you can go to their house and punch them.
Yeah. For Honor caught my eye too. Again, another one. I was like, "What is this?" And initially, I was like, "Okay, it's 3 factions fighting, fair enough." But as I continued to watch the presentation, the trailer, and stuff, and the gameplay, I was like, "This is actually kind of cool." And if it works the way it's supposed to work, this could be a really good game.
It could.
I would want to play the samurai.
I know, me too. I was like, knights look cool, but I gotta pick the samurai. Even though a katana literally does nothing to a suit of armor. Like, I'll let that go, because it looks fun.
Yeah, but the samurai is all about one strike, one kill. You just look for the weak point and one strike, dead.
But that's not how that game works.
No.
If you notice they were hacking at each other. Yes, that's how a samurai beats a knight, is you'd have to attack him where the thing is. But katanas are slicing. You don't slice armor. Like in really cool cartoons, hell yes, you do. You slice the once, and once you put the sword away, then the guy just is obliterated, and that's awesome. But it's like, I had to suspend disbelief with the game, but that's okay, because I was like, this is kind of cool. I like that it's like knights, Vikings, and samurai. I'm like, yeah, this is like somebody's childhood just thrown into a game.
Yeah. And then, of course, the one that I'm the most pumped up about is Rainbow Six Siege. Just, oh, man, that multiplayer demonstration stuff just made me even more pumped for the game. I'm just like, yes, I want this game. What's that?
Terrorist hunts are back.
Yeah. I have to say, the guy who was leading the team was really good. Because he was like the sniper of the team. He was just taking his pot shots, pop dead, and just, he was really good. But yeah, that game just, the fact that you can approach anything from anywhere, you want to make a hole in a wall, make a hole in a wall. It's just like, that's kind of awesome. It also, hopefully, from what they said, will make for somewhat unpredictable AI. Because they're like, the AI can take advantage of that stuff too. And I'm like, well, we'll see how well you deliver on that, Ubisoft.
I'm looking forward to that, but yeah, the destructible stuff I'm a little with. Only because I believe everyone here has played Battlefield, or most people here have played Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah. When
that was announced, they said pretty much the same stuff. And like I said to you, I know exactly how to make the crane fall. Boom. And everything seems to damage in the same way. Like, you can damage these walls, but you can't do these walls. You know what I mean? I'm expecting some limitations that suddenly don't, that make it be like, okay, I can only blow up this wall, and now I know I can only blow up this wall. They know that wall can blow up, so they'll just guard it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong, but at least nowadays, because of how many times developers have done this, I'm always a little like, okay, you said full freedom, but how much are we going to get full freedom?
Yeah. Which is true. Thus far, I've yet to see a limitation on what you can do in terms of, taking the battering ram to a wall or being like, well, we're going to go through this window. Let's go through this window. It seems like they have like the grappling hooks and stuff, so you can approach from above, from below. But yeah, like you said, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And like you said, from what you've seen so far, like I said, that's pretty much what they did with Battlefield Hardline, if that makes sense. because the people playing it for the stage shows and the trailers and stuff deliberately showed you just the stuff that was being destroyed, not the limitations.
Right.
Hell, Disney Infinity 2.0 was literally called Disney Infinity Without Limits or something like that. How many limits are in that game, Rick?
Yeah.
The one game I wasn't
called
expecting.
Your Wallet Limits.
There you go. But yeah, the one game I wasn't expecting was Ghost Recon Wildlands. I should have known that was Ghost Recon when they were like, it's one of our old classic IPs and we're bringing it back. Da da da. And I'm like, what? What the hell are they bringing back? And Ghost Recon never crossed my mind until the logo popped up, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's Ghost Recon!"
I thought it was like another Far Cry with
I was thinking too.
how it looked like 4 or something, and like Ghost Recon. I was like, "Oh, okay, like I'm okay with that. That looks a little different, though."
It does. It looks interesting because they showed off that when you take a mission, you have multiple ways of doing it, and depending on how you approach the mission, results in a different outcome for the mission, which then has cascading effects down your mission tree. Which I'm that could be awesome if they implement that properly.
That was the other thing. Was at one point I was like, "Is this Splinter Cell?" Because there were like 3 different ways to do it. Stealth, or like, and I was like, "Oh, is this like what were they in Blacklist?" It was like Spectre type or Panther or something like that. And they were like different. At first I was like, oh, this looks like Far Cry, and then it's like 3 different ways to do it. I was like, oh, maybe this is Splinter Cell. And it's like Ghost Recon. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot they had that. That looks like that could be fun. Just being like, okay, so how am I going to approach this one? Do I want to take him alive and blow up the coke? Do I want to fucking kill him and let the coke get away? Or do I want to fuck everything up?
Yeah, I will say I do like I haven't played all of them, but I've played a couple because I know like the Crispy plays them and stuff, and I do seem to I like the Ghost Recon games from the little bits I've played.
Mm-hmm. I like them too. I do have Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare 2.
I always annoy Crispy with that.
Mm-hmm.
I never call it Ghost Recon when I'm talking to him.
What do you call it?
Ghost Raccoon. He's like, it's not a fucking Ghost Raccoon. It's Ghost Recon. Yeah, Ghost Raccoon.
Fair enough.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't recall. Did they say that game had multiplayer?
It looked like there were different operatives, so I'm assuming. Because the other ones did. Well, okay, the one I played did, and I'm sure, and I know the one before it did.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I was saying. I'd assume it did because the bits on some of them I've played all had multiplayer, so I'd assume.
Because I could see that being a pretty fun multiplayer experience. Being like, okay, now how badly do we want to piss these people off? But yeah, so I'm probably going to keep an eye on that. I'm probably not going to get that depending on when it comes out, but I'm going to keep an eye on it because it seems like it'd be a pretty good game. And then the last one I have on my list, of course, is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is probably the first Assassin's Creed that's got me legitimately psyched up for an Assassin's Creed game since, like, the first one. Like, since the first one, I've not really been excited about an Assassin's Creed game. I've been like, okay, that's kind of cool. That looks cool. This one, I'm like...
The pre-order necklace made my neck turn green, so just warning you about that.
Okay.
Metal.
But yeah, this one just when I heard what the overarching theme of the game was, and the fact that there's going to be 2 characters and who the main character was, I was like, shut up and take my money. I was like, that just sounds awesome. And then from what I've seen in the gameplay here, I'm like, this seems kind of cool. I kind of want to play this game.
Because it did look pretty cool, although I'll say the same thing I always say with Assassin's Creed whenever I play them. And I know Richter knows what that is. I prefer Altair.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I've not liked any Assassin as much as the first one. I don't know why. The gameplay has improved in the series dramatically, but the first Assassin had the better personality to me.
Yeah. Because it seemed like after they got rid of Desmond, they just didn't seem to care about the other characters, like the assassins and stuff. It's like No, because it goes back to what I said before, a long time ago when we were discussing Assassin's Creed. I think it was back maybe when we were discussing Assassin's Creed, whatever the third one was or something. When I kept saying Assassin's Creed is Desmond's story, and by killing off Desmond, you've made it not Assassin's Creed. And I maintain that to this day. I think this game is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fun, but Assassin's Creed should be Desmond's story, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, but the last one was his skin cells, so this one will be a replication of those skin cells.
Yeah, that's what I said to you as well, Marcus. It should have been Desmond's story. You saw him progressing. You saw him learning the assassin stuff. It should have gone from how it was, and the last one, whenever they planned to end, it should have been him in the future with those powers. Now that he's learned from all the old ones.
Well, that's why I didn't get the second one, because I was expecting him, since at the end of the first one he's like being tracked down by the Assassin's Guild of the modern day as he's being kidnapped by this corporation. I'm like, I fully expected him as he's to basically be the host for whoever the next assassin was, and then this modern day Assassin's Guild would eventually get their hands on him and get him free, and then he would learn how to become a modern day assassin, and you'd get maybe a switch off between his past selves as they're trying to uncover whatever it is this corporation is trying to find, this dark secret or whatever, but also as he's unlocking abilities, and Desmond and the Assassin's Guild in the present time trying to fend off this now renewed war against the Crusaders. And I'm like, that would have been awesome, and that's what I expected. And they're like, no, we're just going to kill him off. I'm like, great, I don't care anymore, thanks.
Yep. That's the same way with a lot of games. Like I've said, like Infamous was Cole's story.
Yeah. Because I maintain with the other Assassin's Creed that came out, aside from the fact that it's not Desmond's story, the reason I haven't really been excited about them is because I don't care about the themes of them. Like, you have the Italian guy, you have fucking pirate, you have Native American. I'm like, I don't care. If you have
the theme of the second one was not Italian guy; it was Renaissance era.
True, but it was in Italy, and he was Italian. But yes, you are correct.
It was, and I don't think the theme of the third one was American guy, but
Yeah,
he's fucking Native American.
Yeah, so I said Native American.
He's Connor douchebaggery.
Yeah, but the Native American stuff and pirate stuff, that is interesting. Like, I love pirate stuff. Like, I still to this day love that Sid Meier's Pirates. That's fucking awesome. I want a proper game of that now on PS4. I'd play the shit out of it.
Which is fair enough. You like pirates more than I do, which is fine. But that shouldn't be the selling point of the game with a series like Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. What the selling point should be is Desmond's story. And then if you happen to like pirates, for instance, then maybe Black Flag is a game that'll get you interested in it. But it's Desmond that would have kept me in it for the long haul. And then, I would have played the games and, maybe I would have liked some of the characters and whatnot. But without Desmond being the backbone to make me care what's going on, I'm like, okay, I'm not a huge pirate fan. And the Renaissance guy, that looks kind of cool, but yeah.
I'm not a huge pirate fan, but I still enjoy it.
You didn't care about Chinese history?
Like I said, I didn't even know that one existed until you told me like a week ago.
Does he? If he's played a Dynasty Warriors, he knows Chinese history.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they have Gundams.
Yeah. Like, if it comes out of China, it's probably a retelling of Chinese history or Journey to the West. That's all they're allowed to do over there.
Yeah. I loved the Dynasty Warriors Gundam, the one I played. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I like the Dynasty Warrior games. Yeah, Syndicate looks pretty cool. Yeah. It's basically Assassin's Creed with GTA mixed in.
Little bit.
And British accents.
But, yeah, the Syndicate's got me.
There you go.
Syndicate's got me legitimately excited just because for the first time since the first Assassin's Creed, I see an assassin that I find legitimately cool. I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking awesome. He's a badass. And I love the fact that he has a sword cane. I've always loved sword canes. And I'm like, okay, this is Victorian England.
Yep.
And I'm like, he's basically Simon. He's basically Kane Marsters. He's Simon with a sword cane. I'm like, sold.
And unlikely, but if Sony's listening to this, like we said, Grand Theft Auto, and we also mentioned London and stuff, because GTA London was a thing. Bring back the Getaway. I like the representation of the Getaway, where it was like the actual representation of the city, and you could get in like a little go-kart, go around. That was awesome.
But yeah, did any of you watch the Ubisoft post show?
No.
Where
No.
Aisha Tyler, I think is her name, like talked to some of the devs and stuff for a few minutes and had them take some like questions from Twitter and stuff.
I did not.
Because one of the questions that was asked, it was the one for Assassin's Creed, and this just shows how much detail they've thought about with this game. One of the questions was asked was, what does main guy, I keep forgetting his name, is it Jacob or something else? But it's, what does he do with his hat when he goes stealth mode? And the guy was like, oh, yes, we have thought about that. We actually have an explanation for that. He uses one of those collapsible hats that they use in the Victorian area where you could take it and just squish it flat. So when he takes the hat off, he flattens it and sticks it in his coat. I'm like, okay, that works.
And then dresses like an assassin with all his weapons hanging off, and then stands in a crowd of just normal white hooded people. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
I just can't wait till the kill animation ends with him pulling out the hat, flipping it, like, popping it out, and then putting it on his head, and then like whatever, where you like rub the brim, like Kung Lao style. Like I want that.
That'd be awesome.
Kills him, pop, puts it on. Yup. Haters.
They need that since they have the animation of him taking the hat off and pulling the hood up. They need the converse animation. You're right. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing more footage of his sister, because I know the first trailer they showed was primarily of his sister, but I'd like to see how they operate and stuff, and I'd also like information on how much you're going to be able to play as him, because they said that you could choose which one you want to play as, but I'm wondering if there's going to be limitations as to who you can play at which time. Because I could see them doing that, being like, well, you can't use her right now. Or, like at the beginning, I could see, like, maybe you can only use him until she joins up. But then even then, I could still see them limiting it even more and being like, yeah, we lied. You can't just outright choose who you want to use. I'm like, I hope you can, though.
I almost feel like they'll have separate missions and almost like a diverging storyline. And so you can play as them. Like, I assume this is what I think, is that when you free roam, you might be able to pick which one, unless there is some story limitations, like maybe one of them gets captured or something, so during that portion you can't play as that one, but like that you would do the missions as the specific sibling or whatever. That's what I think they would do, but I don't know for sure.
That makes perfect sense. That does make perfect sense.
Yeah, and actually, since we're on the subject of Assassins and stuff, there was actually one other game that I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't have it on my list. I think it was Squeenix, and it's Hitman, the Hitman Online, where it's literally Hitman Online. It's you duking it out with other assassins for either contract or trying to kill each other. I'm like, that's kind of a cool concept. I could totally see like an Assassin's Creed Online, kind of like that, where there's like maybe assassins, or maybe you could even say have a second class Crusader, and so you could have a war.
Unity.
Yeah, that wasn't quite Assassin's Creed Online. That was severely limited Assassin's Creed Online. That's why that completely fucking failed. People hated that game.
People hate that game because when it released, it was broken as hell. However, once they patched it and it worked like it was supposed to, people actually genuinely liked that game. Hell, me and Pew kept playing the hell out of that game.
Yeah, but that wasn't like an actual pervasive online world. It was more server client, wasn't it, where you had to like invite someone into whatever your session was. You could only have like 4 people or whatever.
It was, but there was also areas where you could join up with other people, and then it was all on like online missions that you're doing together.
Fair enough.
Which arguably is the best way of doing Assassin's Creed Online, because one of the big parts of Assassin's Creed, as stupid as it is customizing your homes and stuff. And like owning parts of the city. Yeah, fair enough. And that was our E3 third-party discussion.
Oh, okay.
Unless Rick had more.
I was just gonna throw out a few more things that weren't mentioned, that I kind of cared about.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. For the squeak.
Oh no, I just thought you'd finished. My bad.
No, it's fine. Just some of the Squeenix stuff, which was a weird conference. But anyway,
yes, it was.
they announced a new Nier, and Platinum Games was working on it, and I was like, man, they're doing everything nowadays. Like, like I kind of wonder if they're actually working on it, or if they're just like, renting their engine or something.
I still wish they'd shown that scale band.
Yeah, no, that's at GDC or whatever, Gamescom, whatever.
Yeah.
But they showed that like, granted it was just a movie, or the little like video or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't know if they're gonna count it as Nier 4 because which one was it? Sorry. I apologize. Nier was supposed to be Drakengard 3, and then they made it Drakengard 3. But anyway, but also they showed some actual gameplay of Star Ocean 5. I know it's not called 5. They made up some silly subtitle, but it looked cool that like they showed that 6 people are in the battle at one time, and apparently that's like all the characters that join you. So like the characters that join you are just in your party. You don't leave Yuffie on the airship or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool that they all like participate. You don't have those like leechers just sitting there like, I don't want to use you, just go back there. Everyone tries to pull their weight. Although the demo is kind of funny because they showed a lot. They wanted to show the scenery it looked like, so they had a lot of just like a minute of people of like just them running through places. And I'm like, this is not how you do an interesting trailer. And then they finally showed like a couple seconds of combat, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they announced Project Setsuna, some mysterious RPG that they just wanted to do that. So they, I picture the guy just goes mysterious and like waves his fingers. But like, they just they're like, yeah, we're working on something, and I'm like, it's cool to know that, but still, like, really, like, just gonna announce you're working on something.
At least, we'll say, at least that's better than last year's E3. Where at least that's like we're working on it. Cool. Yeah. What I hated, I think it was last year or the year before, was the Dark Source, or whatever it was called, and it was like this great-looking comedic wizard thing. With like, now it's cut, it's breaking the fourth wall. It's actually a TV show. Oh, and then you find out afterwards, that was just a tech demo. We don't know what. We're just gonna make something else. And I'm like, no, make that. That gets us excited. Make that.
I remember that. That old guy.
I wanted that game. And then they're like, nope, that was just a tech demo. Fuck off with tech demos.
And actually, that brings me to one thing that kind of annoyed me about all the third-party ones in general that I noticed was common among them all, which was like pretty much every single one of them was like, you started off with, or just said constantly throughout the presentation, we're here for the players. We listen to the players. We're here to make great games for the players. I'm like, no, you're not. Stop
lying.
We're
incorporating player feedback.
Yeah, exactly. God, that's the amount of time every fucking developer said that, and it just made me facepalm. I was like, oh my god.
We mocked that in one of our videos. Of like the year before, it was all like, and since before that, it was all cheesy developers who were like, we represent gamers, and clearly they don't. And they're like fucking like the catalog models, where it's like, no, this isn't how we actually are. This is an idealized world. This time around, it's like, we're so passionate, we're so dedicated, we've tried so hard to make this what the players want, we've listened to your feedback, look at our passion and our dedication. And people actually eat that shit up. Like, some people are reading those things and be like, whoa, that guy's dedicated. I'm like, of course he said that. He's not exactly going to say, I made this for the paycheck, now buy my shit, you stupid little peasants.
That would be the greatest keynote speaker.
Yeah, but Cliffy B was busy.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if someone comes out and he's just like, for years I've wanted to make a game that combines the mysticism of the like Celtic period and blah 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 and whatever. He's like, but I'm not allowed to do that. Here's Gears of War 6. And he just storms off the stage. I would get up and applaud at my computer, and people would be like, what?
Yeah,
what are you doing? He'd be like, I can't even explain how awesome this guy's speech was.
Yeah. Or even if he turned around and actually was really sarcastic, like, we've listened to the players, we know what you like. You hate having to download DLC, so we've put it right on the disc for your convenience. And you don't like big transactions, so we've included lots of micro ones just for your convenience.
You don't want to pay full price for a game, so pow, you can pay $40, and then the rest of it is microtransactions.
Yeah,
play for as much as you want, or pay for as much as you want to play.
Yeah, and my impressive thinking he'd be doing that and ending it with, all you gotta do is Bo leave.
That's what I was gonna say. If they were gonna do that, they would have to hire Bo Dallas to make the speech. He had to be the one to make that speech. It would be money. Either that or hire the New Day. All you have to do is believe in the power of positivity. This game rocks. This game rocks.
For every game.
That would be awesome, as long as the crowd didn't chant this game sucks.
Depends on the game.
Yeah, that just, I mean, when the first person said it, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. They're acknowledging players, yada, yada, yada. And then I noticed, as I was watching the different presentations, I'm like, everyone is fucking saying that. What, is that the theme of this year's E3? We're telling you guys we're listening to you and we're not? I mean, you guys are clearly lying here. I was just like, oh, just shut up and show me the game.
It was a drinking game.
Pretty much, yeah. I was just like, no, no. Like, I felt like, what's her name? Consuela? I think is her name.
Yeah.
They just, no.
Yeah, it's like, did you see Reggie's apology for
his apology?
He seemed to apologize for Nintendo disappointing people. And then it turned out, as he said, no, that wasn't an apology. That wasn't we were wrong. All I was saying was, we heard you, and we've acknowledged you have some valid points. We're going to give back to the players because we're listening to you. It was not that we're wrong, we're just listening. And I'm like, okay, that's a weird way of saying this is an apology, but no, it's not. But was there any others, Rick?
No, that was it.
Okay, then thanks everyone for joining us.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Our two regulars and our two unregulars.
Glad I made it back in time.
Indeed.
And yeah, stay tuned to this exact channel, and you will hear it in a second or two. You will hear X Marks with Richter Hammer. But
okay.
I was your host for this one, Chriz, aka the Mole, and join us next week where me, Richter Hammer, and Anastasia Lazerbeam go through on our regular day of Wednesday of just the topic of E3 in general, like our final thoughts with the whole thing.
And also don't forget, Mole, that you and I are going to be reviewing Batman Arkham Knight.
I can remember.
But they don't know that. Now they know.
Allegedly, we're going to be reviewing Batman. That all depends on whether or not one of the other dude shows up. But, okay, I was your host, Chris, aka the Mole. See ya.